Hi guys, congratulations on getting a job with Five Guys. My name's Madison. I'm from the Jupiter store and I'm the general manager there. Today we're here in Del Rey and we're gonna go over a store walkthrough and we're gonna show what's expected of us in all of our locations. It's really important that we keep our parking lot free of debris. It's the first thing that customers see as they pull into our parking lot. You want to make sure that our tables are clear of trash and food and that our chairs are clean as well. You want to check the trash cans outside to make sure that they are also empty. As you come up to the store entrance, you want to make sure that the ground is free of grease marks. That's 8 points you can lose on a shop. Come on in. Our trash bags are tucked. That shows a tidy appearance. You want to make sure that our trash cans are empty, and if it's halfway or almost full, you want to communicate with your manager to see if it's a good time to change the trash. This is our comment board. You always want to make sure that it has blank index cards stocked and that you have crayons. You always want to make sure that there's no profanity or rude comments written on the comment board. Over here is where we keep our peanuts and our potatoes. Notice that they are stocked Lincoln log style, which prevents them from falling. And then they're on top of these dunnage racks. You want to make sure that if you pull potatoes away and you create a clear space, that you take away those dunnage racks so nobody hurts themselves. When you're dating potatoes and you're dating the peanuts, you always want to put them in the top left corner. And then on the peanuts, you want to make sure you have your receive date as well and you have an open date so that we ensure the peanuts are fresh. Inside the peanut box, you want to make sure the peanuts are at least 3/4 full. You have your boats and you have your metal scoop. Over here we have our high chairs. You want to make sure that they're clean, that our straps are buckled, and that everything is wiped down. When you're wiping down the tables, you want to make sure you're wiping off onto the ground and not onto the chairs. And then when you're pushing your chairs in, you don't want to push and make noise. You want to pick them up and put them in. You can lose 20 points for having dirty tables or dirty floors. The goal of every shift is to have this tip jar full. Smiling and being enthusiastic will get you there, and it'll help you also win more shops. After your customers enter the door, they're gonna come up to the counter, and that's the second place where you wanna make sure that you're smiling. You can lose 20 points for not smiling at a customer. When they're ordering, you wanna make sure that you're offering fries and drinks. If you don't offer your fries or drinks, you can lose 8 points on a shop. When you're out here cleaning the front counter, you want to be sure to wipe down the counter, get under the cups, around the register during your shift, and then once again before you leave. When you're cleaning your condiment station, you want to make sure everything is stocked as well. You want to make sure that you have souffle cups below the lip. You want to make sure you have napkins that are full, souffle lids, ketchup packets, 6 to 8 vinegars. In your black bins, you want to make sure that your straws are stocked, your lids are stocked, your forks and knives, your salt packets, your pepper packets, and all of your sugar. You can lose 15 points for a dirty condiment station. When you're cleaning your soda station, you want to make sure that if there's a spill, that you wipe it down and that everything is clean. Make sure that you have ice underneath your lemons. You want to make sure that you restock and clean before you leave your shift as well. Here's our bathrooms. So when you come in to clean the bathroom, you always want to make sure your mirror is free of handprints or anything splashed on the mirror. We feed a lot of servicemen, so if you see a construction worker or someone that works with their hands, you want to make sure that the sink is clean after they use the bathroom. You always want to make sure that your soap is full. You always want to make sure that there's paper towels and that the toilet is clean. Make sure that you have 2 rolls of toilet paper so that we are sure we don't run out. Be sure to always check your trash cans, make sure that they're empty and there's a clean bag inside. You can lose 20 points for a dirty bathroom, and if it doesn't smell clean, you can lose 3 points. Over here is our 3-compartment sink. This is your wash sink. You want to make sure that the water is hot, not cold. This is your rinse sink. You want to make sure that it's a clean sink. There's nothing in it, no lids. It's completely free of debris. And then this is your sanitizer. Our acceptable range for a sanitizer is 150 to 400. These are our testing strips. You always want to make sure you test it after you put sanitizer in the sink. Before you leave your shift, you want to make sure that the sinks are all empty and free of dishes. You make new water for your soap and you make new sanitizer. This is our knife rack. When you're done with the knife, you want to make sure that you wash it, you rinse it, and you sanitize it, and then put it right back. Never leave a knife in the sink. This is our black cart. Whenever you're done using it, you always want to wipe it down and make sure it's clean and dry. This is where we keep our chemicals. Whatever's in them, make sure that they have the correct label on them, and always keep them in one spot. Don't put them wherever you want to. Here's our sanitizer. Make sure that you keep your cloth in the bucket. If an auditor walks in and your cloth is hanging outside of the bucket, you can get marked for it. Over here are our hoses that connect the sodas. We want to make sure that they're clean, there's no syrup on them, and that they're not on the floor. This is where we put our dry dishes. Notice that it says do not store wet dishes. Always make sure that they're completely dry. This is where we store our employee drinks. Always be sure to have a lid and a straw. Here's our back door. For security purposes, you always want to close it behind you. Never leave it open. So when you come into the kitchen, first thing you want to do is make sure you have an apron on and that you wash your hands. Here's our fry station. You want to make sure that before you start your shift and before you leave your shift, that your napkins are stocked. Your bags are stocked as high as a medium bag. Your cups are stocked, and that you have salt in your containers and Cajun. It's always important to clean these at night and to make sure that you have no cracks. You need 3 oils, and you always want to make sure that you have dates on them. Top left corner. You always want to make sure that you're using a clean, dry bar towel after you sell out every order. Always check your fry scoops, make sure that there's no cracks in them. You always want to make sure that your fryers are set to 345 degrees. You can lose up to 40 points on a shop for fry quality. When you do your pre-cooks, you always want to perform a mush test. So you want to grab the fry and you want to make sure there's slight resistance when you mush your fries. When you're putting cheese out, you always want to make sure that we put ice and we make an ice bath to keep the cheese at temperature. Here's our grill. You want to make sure that the temperature is set to 350 degrees. And you can lose 40 points for burger quality as well. Here's where we stock our bread. On an audit, you can lose 5 points for having misrotated bread or something that's expired. When you're closed at night, always make sure that you wrap these up, any open bags, to prevent them from getting stale, and you don't want to have more than 2 dates of bread. Here's where we put all of our cold products. Always make sure that we're temping our cold food. It should be under 41 degrees. When you're temping our hot food, it should be 140 degrees or higher. During your shift and when you close, you always want to make sure that the lids of your ketchups and any of your sauces are clean, and make sure that you're cleaning them out at night. This is where we store our bacon. Our bacon is always cooked crispy. It should always stick straight out. And then when you drop it from the height of a spatula, it should shatter. Always be sure to have your gloves and your foil stocked too high. Your no bun bowls should be face down. Always be sure to clean these out at night and change your souffle cups and lids. And it's really important to keep your tablet clean.